The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Tuesday episode of Running Point on ysnlive.com. Brought to you, as always, by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. Anthony Hartley with you. And we are happy to continue our week of Running Point. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. They go the extra mile for you, so you don't have to. We'll talk to you a little bit more about Greenwood Chevrolet later on in the show, but we thank them for their constant support of this show since day one. They've been the presenting sponsor through all the twists and turns, and we take the time every day to thank them, because we wouldn't be where we are without them. Certainly not as a YSN company, and definitely not my show, Running Point. So we go the extra mile for you. We follow their lead, and we'll continue to do so. Got a great show for you today. We're going to go back into the vault and relive more player profiles from now the winter sports season. If you're just joining us for the month of July and you're a first-time watcher or listener, if you have it on in the background, you're not watching, but you're listening. What we've been doing in this month of July is kind of through new content. We've been putting new content up as well, but we've been reliving player profiles of the past that we've gotten in the last school year. So we were able to do that a couple of times, and we are in the winter sports season, reliving player profiles from the winter sports. We did a lot in the fall. We relived some really great profiles that we got last fall, and now we're doing winter. So we'll continue that today as well. We have the player profile that we did with Garfield's Laura McCoy, who was very highly decorated, had a lot of great things happen, and was one of the best players in the YSN area. And she had a great regional tournament despite losing to a very, very good team in Warrensville Heights, who had D1 players out the wazoo. Laura McCoy still just went off on them, scored 20 plus points in Cuyahoga Falls, and really kept that game a lot closer than a lot of people thought it would. So we'll relive that, and we'll also recap a little bit of last night. Not much happened because weather once again got in our way. We were supposed to have a result from Boardman 11U baseball, but unfortunately, Boardman 11U baseball once again got hit by weather. Their game, I believe, got started but then was suspended, so they have to continue that game today. So we're still waiting to see the fate of Boardman's 11U team. So hopefully we can get a result today, and we'll be able to share that result tomorrow. They are 1-1 on the season. Quick recap: they won their first game down at State in New Albany, and then they lost to Hamilton through a lengthy weather delay on Sunday. And yesterday they did not get to play, so we're still in kind of a holding pattern for Boardman 11U baseball as they continue their time in the state tournament in New Albany. And then yesterday, I misspoke. I thought Boardman 10U and Canfield 10U were both playing yesterday. No, they're playing today in the semifinal. They had yesterday off. They are both 2-0 in their state tournament. They're playing each other in the winner's bracket final, basically. So the winner goes to the championship. The loser would have to go win in the loser's bracket championship to get back to the championship game. So Canfield and Boardman are playing today, so we'll keep an eye on that, of course. We do have a game, though, that did happen yesterday. They kept Austintown's 12U team alive. They went up against Wisconsin, and they won that game 4-2. And watching it, one of the things that I was just immensely impressed with, and I know Mila Hamlin gets a lot of attention, and rightfully so. She's one of the best pitchers that I've seen in this at that level. She's throwing 61 as an 11-year-old. It's incredible. But Annabelle Mikesell does not get enough credit for what she does for this team in the circle. She is a good pitcher. She came in yesterday. I bet a lot of people thought, okay, Austintown without that ace that went 7 innings of scoreless softball, lost in extras. Now they can't pitch her anymore. This might be a shaky game. This might be a game where they have to score a lot of runs to win. But Annabelle Mikesell came and pitched really well. Only gave up 2 runs. Austintown wins 4-2. They eliminate Wisconsin. They're playing right now. I have it up unapologetically. It's on the screen right behind me. Can't show you because I don't want to make ESPN mad about streaming their game or anything. So I can't show it to you, but I can tell you that right now they're in the top of the first. They just started. They're playing Michigan, St. Clair, Michigan. And it is 1 out with a runner on second for Michigan at bat at the top of the first. And Mila Hamley has a 2-0 count to the third hitter in the lineup. So we'll go through. We'll keep you posted on that game going on right now. If you want to watch it, it is on ESPN Plus. Pull up a second screen, check it out. And Austintown trying to fight for another day in the regional tournament. They went through the standings, and Michigan did not have to. This is their first elimination game. Don't know how that. There are 9 teams, so I'm guessing there's some kind of way where Michigan was in a part of a bracket that when they lost, they had the day off anyway. So Austintown does have more games in than Michigan, who's sitting right now at 0-1. So this is their first game with pressure on them. 1-2 count from Hamley with 1 out and a runner on second. The first hitter hit one to the shallow outfield that just dropped in front of the outfielder. So one of those bloop singles that you can't do too much about. Austintown yesterday. Let's talk about this game yesterday. Go into the game changer and see what happened. Mila Hamley just got called for. No. I don't know what's going on. I just looked up and the runner at second was going to third without a play. And now Matt Hamley's having a conversation with the umpire. They might have called her for an illegal pitch. We'll have to see. I don't have audio, obviously, because I don't want to fight with the TV's audio. Let's go over the last game, though, for Austintown 12U. What happened yesterday against Wisconsin. Like I said, 4-2, they got the win. And Annabelle Mikesell pitched really well. Her final line looked like this. She pitched all 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits. One of the runs was earned, 2 runs total. Struck out 8, only walked 2. So she pitched really well. Austintown got RBIs from Bella Bumgart. No surprise there. She's been hitting well in the district, in the state, and in the regional. She hit well in that game against Iowa in the first round. They also had an RBI on a 1-for-1 day from Ava Fisher with a run scored as well. She drew a walk, perfect at the plate, never retired, the one they call fish sticks. 2-for-2 day with an RBI for Tori Greathouse, and that's towards the bottom of the lineup. So that's always good in this Little League new rule where, obviously, let's see, they're showing a replay of Hamley. I think she picked up her back foot on the leap. They're still talking in the circle. The count stayed the same. Still 2-2. Tori Greathouse had an RBI on a 2-for-2 day for Austintown yesterday. 1-for-2 for Bella Mattern down there at the bottom. So that's what I like to see in this Little League new rules where, it's a continuous batting order. You have to have these players, at the bottom that are being able to hit. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting a long time to get back up to your quote-unquote best hitters if you can't have a lineup that can consistently get hits. So Austintown yesterday did a good job of that. Their hits are pretty spread out. And pitching-wise, Annabelle Mikesell did really well again. 6 innings pitched, only 4 hits, 1 earned run, and those were kind of the batting heroes for Austintown. Ooh, there's a strikeout for Hamley. 2 down, runner on second. We're continuing to watch that game unfold. But one of the things that that I want to talk about today is kind of like, I mentioned it yesterday, the the bad weather of this little league kind of, and it's putting a lot of stress on a lot of people. And one of the things that I think didn't get enough credit down there in the district, and is one of the things I know a lot of people were frustrated with how it went down, and there were a lot of wild things that kind of went down there because it's so frustrating, right? It's supposed to be a schedule. You schedule around it. You're there with travel. You're trying to navigate your travel ball schedule with your little league schedule, and it's just hard to do all that. But one of the things that I thought was really well done by everyone down there at district, Chuck Cooper is the one of the top, obviously, but he had a lot of help. Was trying to keep this the coolest. If you're cool, everyone else will eventually find their cool, right? If the leaders down there at the little league were in a panic mode while all the rain was going down, and obviously running around like chickens with their head cut off, trying to find a way to make things happen, that would definitely be reflected by everybody else. Everybody else would lose their cool too. And that never happened. Everyone was kind of just, okay, we'll just do this. We'll just do this. They made their decisions pretty quick. They didn't really dilly dally. Another thing that can really raise the tension in a situation like that is taking a long time to make decisions, because anticipation does get the better of people, especially when there's a lot of stress on the coaches and on the players. They're out there, they're trying to win a district championship. When you have to also wait to not know what's going on. I was down there with fans and the team because they were kind of sitting in the dugout. Coaches were out trying to figure out what was happening. I was trying to figure out what was happening. And one of the things that happens when it takes a long time, and we saw this during one of the rain delays, it was actually a lightning delay. There was no rain yet. A lot of speculation happens, right? And speculation can really be a bad thing when you're talking about fans in a enclosed area or whatever it may be. Speculation, okay, I guess they're going to do this, and then it becomes truth, and then everyone's freaking out because someone said this is what they're doing, and then you talk to someone that is in charge, and they're like, is never on the table. Don't know where they got that, but that's what happens when it can take a long time. Little League did a really good job, and everyone down there at the BCB did a really good job this year of navigating a lot of tough issues, a lot of tough situations that are out of control, right? You can't control the weather. We tried to. I think we had a machine on the top of YSN that was actually, setting things in the atmosphere trying to stop the weather, but it didn't work. We're not rocket scientists, but jokes aside. We can't control the weather, right? So those are things that are completely out of your control. So when you're able to navigate that and just keep a calm head, keep a straight head, and not fall victim to everybody else that is, stressing, then that's really important. And the thing, they're replaying a play in Austin Town. Play at the plate. Matt Hamley challenged a play at the plate that gave Michigan their first run. And the call stands. So Austin Town is going to be down 1-0 with 2 outs in the top of the first. One of the things that I think BCB did a really good job of was just navigating all the tough situations. Everyone at the top kept their cool heads. They answered questions. They took some of the frustration. They let the coaches take the frustration out, but they didn't match that energy, right? When you're a leader, when you're a person that is at the top making decisions, you cannot match the energy of people that are stressed, people that are upset, people that are coming at you. And I think that was really brilliantly done by the people at the BCB, Chuck Cooper being the top of that chain, but the people that are under him as well did a really good job this season. I want to commend them, and I wasn't able to talk with them after you leave BCB because you kind of leave and you don't know if that's the last time you'll be there. But one of the things I really just wanted to get out was that how impressed I was of the way that everyone down there handled all the weather and schedule shifts. I mean, the scheduling for softball was nuts. We talked about earlier, the 10U softball tournament took 12 days longer than it should have because of rain. It was literally delayed 12 days before you could get the district in. And quite frankly, if 12U state tournament didn't start as early as it did, it started much earlier than the 10U. It might have been delayed for 12 days as well. I mean, we were sitting there with this really bad weather that whole stretch of 2 or 3 weeks that we had in the early weeks of July. So being able to navigate all that, being able to keep a calm head, being able to not give in to the stress and the frustration that other people were showing is a hallmark of what it takes to run a organization like that. Because we know it at YSN, right? I see the social media, I see a lot of stuff. Like, we are never going to make everybody happy. There are going to be people that are frustrated with things that either we decide or things that are out of our control that we just report on. Like, we kind of get the arrows at us. But one of the things that we have always been really, really good at, DJ, is the spearhead of this, is not giving into that energy. Being able to, okay, you want to send us an angry message, or you want to, complain about something, like, okay, we'll take it. We'll handle it well. We'll keep the cool head. We'll keep the straight head. And that's not always easy. Like, it's human nature to hit back, right? It's human nature to get something at you and then react to it. But I think BCB did a really good job of keeping everybody as cool as possible during all the stress and navigating all the tension in the Little League BCB tournaments, both baseball and softball. And then I thought, it reflects into our company's leadership doing a really good job of doing that as well, keeping everybody as cool as possible, keeping cool heads, leading with a great way to lead. And what that segues into today is, if you want to be a part of the team that is doing that, a team that you can come on and it will show you how to lead, how to keep a cool mind, how to be a good leader in the community. I mean, that's one of the things that I love about everyone that works for YSN. You talk to all the announcers, especially during football season, because a lot of announcers stick with teams. Because you're once a week, Friday night, every week, you're going to this place usually. A lot of announcers are at one place all season. And when you do that, it really gets to build relationships with communities. And you really get to be kind of one of the leaders in the communities. You are the voice of that school, and people will look to you for what they want, for their kids, for being able to support and uplift their kids. That's what they're looking at you for. So if you want to be a part of that, there's a great time to do it, which is right now. As we venture into the fall sports season, we are gearing up for another great year at YSN. We have YSN Academies coming up on Friday, and then August 3rd and 4th as well. Make sure, if you want to be a part of the YSN team, there are a couple of steps you take. One, send us a message on any platform on social media. You can do that on Instagram. You can do that on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be. Make sure to get a hold of us and say, hey, man, we're interested. We'll send you the dates of the academies, what to expect to be there, and then come to the academy and just kind of take it in, learn what we're about, hear from the leaders of the company. You go to an interview with other companies, especially in the media field, you're not going to be meeting the guy that is making the decisions for the company. But DJ is very good at being accessible. You are going to be in the same room as DJ. He's going to be talking to you. He's going to be making eye contact with you. And if you have any questions, you can go right to DJ and be like, hey, what's this outlook for the company? And he'll answer you with a complete honesty. And that's one of the things that has made bringing people on YSN, especially in the last year. I think we've added a ton of incredible people in the last school year. And I think that's a big reason why DJ, I got a props to him, and he's going to be on the Power Hour in a 2 hours, well, less than 2 hours, but he's going to be on there at 3 to 4. And one of the things that he does really well is just the transparency with the people that work with him. Like, he is never not going to answer a question that you have about the direction he wants to take YSN. Now, there might be stuff that, like, he'll tell you, like, we're working on this, but he can't tell you all the details of it yet because it's not, fully developed. But he's never going to just straight up look to you and be like, well, we're not doing that, when it's really behind the curtains, like, where we're working towards that. When you're in the company, when you're in YSN, you're a part of the family. And that's what we kind of try to always strive to be. And that's why I think it would be a perfect time for you, your listener, your watcher, to be a part of the YSN family. If you love the community that you're in, if you love the high school athletes that represent your community, there's no better way to show them that than to be a part of the company, the network that uplifts them as much as we humanly possibly can. And it doesn't have to be an announcer. I told you this yesterday. I'll tell you this all the way this week until we hit our YSN academies. If you have a passion for sports, but you don't really have a passion for getting on the airways and announcing and having your voice out there, there are plenty of other ways that you can help us. Writer, as a content maker, help us on social media. You can make some video editing, videography. Photographers, we always love our photographers. Gary Leininger, our ace photographer, makes our website look amazing. But there are other people that also we use, and if you want to be a part of that photography team, that's a great avenue as well. There are plenty of spots available. We will find something for you to do if you're passionate about your community and you're passionate about the kids, because it is all about trying to get these kids as much support as possible. So if you have something that you can contribute to YSN's continued passion and support of these kids in the communities that they represent, don't be afraid to reach out and see what you can do for YSN in the coming school year. YSN Academy is going to be on Friday at the Double Bogies in Boardman, and then August 3rd and August 4th. Both of those are going to be at Athletics. All of them start at 7 o'clock. Make sure, if you're interested in being a part of YSN, you reach out to us on social media or email, and then you get yourself to an academy. We would love to see you there. An update on Austintown. They are in the bottom of the first now batting. They have a runner on second with 1 out, trailing 1-0. And it looks like Annabelle Mikesell is at the plate, starting her at bat. A really good play by Michigan in foul territory to get the first out of the day. And Mikesell takes ball 1 up and in. So that's where we are there in that game. I have it up for you. We're going to be kind of keeping you updated throughout the day as well. If you want to watch it, it is being streamed on ESPN Plus. This is an elimination game between Austintown and Michigan. Austintown 1-1 in the tournament. Michigan 0-1. They had the day off after losing on Sunday. So this is where we stand. 1-0 Michigan. Runner on second, 1 out, and a 1-1 count to Mikesell. We're going to take a break, though, on Running Point. When we come back, we're going to dive into the vault with Garfield's. Well, first, we got to get to the comments because I see we have a comment. Hey, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm not going to pull it up, but perfect opportunity to remind everybody that there are always fake links being put in our comment section, whether it be on the shows, on the articles we post. It's out there, especially on Facebook. We are deleting them as much as we possibly can, as quick as we possibly can when they pop up on our posts. But do not follow them. They are spam. The only way you can watch this game is on ESPN Plus. There are no other links that you can follow to get it, anything like that. And the only way that you can watch the games that are on our network are on ysnlive.com/live. That's the only way you can do it. There's no sneaky links. There's no secret, passages. Don't follow any of these crazy links. They're actually getting a lot better at looking legitimate. So I am urging you not to follow any of these links that pop up on our comments section or anything like that, especially as we gear up to start coverage of another sports season. So there's one in the comments right now. I'm not going to pull it up, but that is a perfect segue to remind everybody that is watching to not fall for those links in the comments section. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more on Running Point, brought to you, as always, by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Hi, I want to tell you about my Trish Yearwood home collection available at Sheely's Furniture. With 2 locations serving Ohio and Pennsylvania, Sheely's is one of the country's top sellers of my home collection. And the best part? At Sheely's, you never have to wait for a sale. They offer everyday low pricing as well as a price match guarantee, so you can shop the Trish Yearwood home collection with confidence. Come see my collection with something to offer for every room in your home and get it all with free local delivery, only at Sheely's Furniture.
Shopping for a vehicle online should be easy and worry-free. Introducing Merge from Greenwood Chevrolet, a completely new way to buy a car that combines the convenience of shopping online with the personal touch and expertise that Greenwood is known for. With Merge, shopping is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose a vehicle from our pre-owned inventory, build a deal that fits your needs, and finalize the deal with our online buying team. That's car buying in a new lane. Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and let us go the extra mile for you.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com. As always, we are brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you so you don't have to. And by the way, the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax is here. It is in stock, and you can test drive it only at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They are your exclusive spot to test drive the new Chevy Trax. It looks real slick, man. If you haven't seen the Chevy Trax, head over to Greenwood Chevrolet's Facebook and check out the pictures that they have of this Chevy Trax. It looks sleek. You can test drive the Trax today at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, and that is your exclusive spot to test drive the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax. Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown, they go the extra mile for you. What we're going to do here on Running Point is we're going to dive into the vault. Before we do, though, I want to give you an update. Austintown ties the game on a wild pitch, so it's 1-1. Austintown still batting in the bottom of the first with 2 runners on base and 2 outs. And there's right now a pitchers conference in the circle for Michigan, as Michigan was ready to get out of the inning. They had 2 strikes and a runner on third with 2 outs, and then the wild pitch brought in Seneca Coates, and now a couple of walks in a row have put 2 on with 2 outs for Austintown. And it looks like Mila Hamley is at the plate. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll dive into the vault, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have some more great positive updates on Austintown's 12U softball team. This is a dive into the vault on Running Point, reliving the player profiles that we were able to get over the last school year. Anthony Harwig here with a Garrettsville Garfield girls basketball player profile. I am joined by Laura McCoy, one of the senior leaders of this Garfield team. Laura, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you come in to this season, and I guess the first question we have to ask you about is the most recent accomplishment, 1,000 points in your career. You just got it. You came into that night needing 7. You got 7 on the dot. What did it feel like to kind of finally have that relief and finally be able to say that you're a member of the 1,000-point club?
That's definitely like a huge accomplishment I wanted to be getting. It felt great to be surrounded with the team and the coaches that are always like really happy for me. Yeah, just the environment that this Garfield team has, it just brings a lot of great vibes, and yeah, I'm just really thankful for everyone. So yeah.
You've obviously worked really hard at getting that goal. And you've been through a lot. When you think about all the stuff that you've been through and you think about, reaching that, was that moment, did that let you get a little bit reflective a little bit and kind of think about all the stuff that you've kind of worked towards and all the stuff that you've gone through?
Yeah, it really did. I wanted to cry, honestly, when I hit it. Yeah, just a huge accomplishment. And yeah, I'm proud of myself for constantly putting in the work, proud of the coaches around me that have helped me get to where I am. And yeah.
Now, everyone wants to do that at home. Unfortunately, you didn't on the road, but the good news is that they're going to have a little bit of a celebration for you when you come back home, your next home game. So what's it going to mean to be back with your fans, next Thursday against Camel, and to be able to kind of celebrate with all the people that maybe couldn't have been there in your road game where you got it?
It's going to feel great. The fans that Garfield has, they're always happy for anyone. And I know they're going to be happy for me. And I'm just glad that that's the environment that I'm going to be celebrating in.
What's it been like to be embraced by that community? I mean, obviously you come into the school and you're a newbie to the community and the support they get, and they have just put their arms around you like you've been there forever. What's that been like from your perspective?
It's just been great. I'm not going to lie, like moving a school year, senior year is obviously hard. I'm sure everyone can understand that, but I'm just grateful that like everyone on this team we really just meshed together. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that my teammates have supported me through everything and they're always happy for me, and the coaches as well. I can't tell you how thankful I am for the coaches that have been there for me. They know it's been tough, but I'm just glad that this is the team I've ended up with my senior year, and I wouldn't want it to be any other team. So.
I want to talk about that meshing that you brought up, because it's really hard to mesh with a team out of nowhere. What do you think have been the biggest keys to just instantly feeling like you've played with these girls for your whole career?
Just the fact that a lot of us are like really alike, like athletic girls. We're sports girls, play sports. Yeah, we're all just really similar, and we really care about the sport, like put our heart out there. And that's just really what brings us all together. And the coaches, they push us, and we all respect the way that they push us. And I just feel like that has a lot to do with it.
Obviously, you've had to get to know this team a lot in a short amount of time. Who do you think you've gotten to know the most throughout this year and this season so far?
I'd have to say between Madeline Shirkey and Mandy Cardinal. I work out a lot with Mandy, actually, but Shirkey, she just brings a different type of energy to the floor. We always got each other on an and one. We always get hyped for each other. And just the way that we play, it really meshes. And yeah, I'd probably have to say Madeline Shirkey. I just love the way she supports everyone on the team. And yeah.
Here you are, 11-1 in the season, 12-1 after the win yesterday. A lot of people before the season started looked at Garfield, looked at what they lost last year with Jenna Smith and the Seaman twins. What did it mean to kind of come into this season with maybe low expectations per se, and to just prove some people wrong?
It feels great to prove people wrong always. Yeah. This Garfield team last year was really good. We have a lot to live up to, but it's just in the end, like having fun with each other. We all want to win, being pushed, and just having trust in each other, knowing what all of us can do. And it's just, yeah, we all love playing with each other. So
You brought up Coach Gilbert a couple of times in answers before. What has he meant to you this season, and what has this coaching staff meant to you and your ability to kind of play loose and to be able to enjoy your senior season?
just huge. During soccer season this past year, Gilbert was obviously my coach, and he knows it's been hard for me, like moving schools my senior year, and he's just like been there for me every step of the way. Like when I hit my 1,000 points, he was there for me, had surprises for me, and even like some of my teammates, like their parents, like they've had things for me, like after I hit my 1,000. And special shout out to Taylor Smith, the assistant coach. She has really had a huge impact on me. Just knows when I'm going through something, knows always what to say, how to calm me down, and constantly just like pushing me to be better. Like no matter what, like everyone can always improve on something, no matter how good the player is. And she really understands that. And Coach Gilbert too. He just honestly best coach I've ever had. He really knows his stuff and knows how to coach a team. And these coaches are like truly there for their players. Like they really care about their players. And I feel like that is what makes this team so enjoyable, because they're always there for their players and always knowing like what to do, how to push each and every one of us. And yeah, all these coaches have had a huge impact on me.
One of the most important parts about being a senior is how you leave the program and how you build the future of it. What do you think this senior class is doing to kind of build up the future of Garfield after they leave, and to make sure that the program and the standard stays where it's at with the younger players that will be back next year?
Just like showing good leadership. Like, for example, yesterday's game against Springfield, trailing by 11. Us seniors, we just had to step it up, like show like no matter how much you're down by, always putting in full effort and just being respectful to everyone and always pushing each other. I feel like that has a huge impact on the younger players that are going to be seniors. So.
All right, so we've gotten to know you on the floor. You're obviously a student athlete. I want to get to know the student part a little bit too. Who are some teachers that you've gotten to know in this year at Garfield, and some subjects that you've really liked to be able to learn about?
Well, actually, I only go to school for one period.
Well, that's awesome.
I already have all my credits, but yeah, I didn't really get to know like any of the teachers since I'm only there for one period. My only teacher is Mr. Longenecker. So yeah, that's about it. He's asked about the team a few times. So yeah.
What are some of the subjects that you've liked to learn about in your high school career, and some of your favorite things that you have learned?
My favorite subject has always been probably algebra. That's been my favorite subject. And probably my best one is probably like English or reading. So yeah.
All right, so that's a unique thing. Your credits are set. You only need one class. How do you spend the day? How do you keep yourself active and try to make sure you're staying in a mental routine like your teammates are able to do when they go to class all the time?
After my first period, I usually go work out, like get a lift in or just get my work done right away. And then obviously, like I try not to lay around all day. Usually go out, get food, whatever. And then I practice at usually 3:00 every day. So, yeah.
When you think about the future and goals that you want to see yourself, and maybe major and career that you want to be in, what are some things that pop into your head?
I'm going to be majoring in nursing at Baldwin Wallace. I haven't fully committed yet, but that's where I'm going to be going for basketball. Yeah, I'm going to be majoring in nursing so far.
All right. So, what was one of the things that made that decision that that's where you wanted to go pretty easy, and that program's where you wanted to play at the next level?
Well, when I visited there, I really just loved the campus, and the coaches had been watching me for a couple years, like with travel basketball and everything. And they just really like set a good vibe. Kind of like they're really similar to the coaches I have now at Garfield. And I met the players. I've been up there a few times and been to their practice, been to their games. And it just seems like an environment that I want to like be in, spend my college career in. And I'm really excited for it.
What excites you the most about moving away from home and moving into a college campus and kind of being on your own a little bit?
Just like taking on that responsibility. I'm really excited for that. I've always wanted to go to college, like be in a dorm. That's just always been something I want to do. And I'm really excited to take that on with the Baldwin Wallace team because they seem a lot like me, really similar, and I'm just really excited.
On the flip side, what makes you the most nervous about living on your own and being away from home?
Well, considering the fact that I've never done that, it is kind of nerve-wracking. I'm definitely going to miss home, miss the family around me. And yeah.
What's one life skill that maybe you're going to have to struggle on learning how to do by yourself that maybe your parents did a lot for you growing up that you have to kind of figure out how to do by yourself?
Getting a job. I've never really had like an actual job. So I'm definitely going to have to adjust to that. And yeah, that's probably it.
Obviously, you talked about it before. You play AAU basketball as well as high school. How much does that help your career and help you kind of sharpen your tools and really expose yourself to high-level basketball players, one playing with and playing against as well?
It's definitely made me a better player. Like in AAU, like I wasn't a huge scorer like I am in high school basketball, and that really taught me a lot. Like scoring isn't everything. I know a lot of people always look at the points, but it's really not everything, you know. AAU taught me to be like a good teammate, and it actually helped me be a lot better on defense too. Like that was like a lot, like a main part of my thing in AAU, like focusing on defense and just meeting a lot of new people. The AAU team I had, played with them for 3 years, and they're just lifelong friends at this point. And I'm just really grateful for the coaches I had in AAU as well to put me where I am today.
All right, senior year, you're almost halfway through the season. Actually, you are halfway through the season. It's really snuck up on us. How are you going to handle all these emotions of the last, like the senior night and the last home game, last time you play, a certain team? How have you handled all these last and the emotions that senior year can bring?
Yeah, I actually have been thinking about that a lot. And honestly, when I think about it, I get teary-eyed, and it's just like, wow, I remember just being a freshman. And just like, you only have so long in high school, and I'm glad that I know moving my senior year was like a huge thing, but like I said, you only have so long to enjoy the time that you have in high school. And I feel like it's the best decision I ever made moving here my senior year, getting to play soccer here and getting to play with the team that Garfield has. And just the friends that I've met, the people I've met, it just feels like I've known them like my whole high school, and it's going to be hard to let them go. Yeah, it's just always sad being a senior.
All right. What is your favorite pregame routine that you have to stick to before a game?
Pregame routine. I usually get pulp before every game, get a smoothie, and then just like mentally preparing myself for every game. I used to get upset if like I missed a shot or not doing my best, but just having fun. And basketball it's a long game. You can't waste your time being upset about a shot you missed or anything. And just being confident in myself is something I've really improved on.
Do you have any game day superstitions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we'll just be joking around like, oh, we can't lose this game, or just saying stuff like that. And it's just, I'll be like, oh my God, knock on wood, like somebody knock on wood. And that's about it.
Well, I said, was that because I know your coach wore the same yellow pullover until the one time you lost. So I thought maybe some superstition rubbed off. We know Coach Gilbert well. What's one thing about Coach Gilbert that people don't know that you'd like to tell people now in this interview?
Just the way he runs his practices, it's honestly one of the best practices I've ever been to in my life. Never lets us take it easy, always pushing us, which I feel like is what separates us from a lot of teams in this league. Just constantly pushing us, constantly telling us things we can improve on. And he's just such a great guy. Getting to know him outside of being a coach, he's just a great person. Like when we have team bonding or whatever, like outside of practice, outside of being a coach, like it's great to see with him always.
All right, Laura, thank you so much for joining us. But before we let you go, I do want to give you the chance to shout out your support system, all the people that have been supporting you throughout your whole career and what they mean to you and what they've meant, what their support has meant to you.
Just my family, honestly, like respecting every decision I've made, being there every step of the way. This Garfield team, these Garfield coaches, just constantly being there for me. And I couldn't ask for a better situation to be in my senior year. And yeah, definitely just the people that have been there for me.
All right, Laura, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far. We know there's still more to get done this senior season. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
All right, thank you.
That was not yet committed to Baldwin Wallace, but now she's officially signed and she will start her career at Baldwin Wallace in this sports season. A yellow jacket. I like my yellow jackets. It might not be Georgia Tech, but any kind of yellow jacket is good with me. So Laura McCoy will start her career at Baldwin Wallace this season. Congratulations on her and a great career here in the Garfield community and what she was able to do this year. Incredible. And especially, like I said, that regional game was just really fun to watch her just take that level of basketball and say, I am ready for it. I can play with these girls. Played with Warrensville Heights might have been the most talented team in the state. Did not win the region because I will stand against this and I will stand on this hill. Talent doesn't win you everything. And they lost to a Waynedale team that had won the year before as well. They were just a better team. They're a better unit. So when you're a better unit and you're a better team, you have talent, but maybe not D1 talent in 3 or 4 different positions. You can beat really talented teams with that. And I will use our Cuyahoga Falls region as proof to that. If anyone says otherwise, because the last 2 years, Warrensville Heights has been the most. Well, actually, it was Laurel. I'm sorry, they Laurel, but either way, Laurel and Warrensville Heights. Laurel last year. I don't know why I got it stuck in my head. Warrensville Heights. That was last year. Like the last season. 2021, 2022. They played Warrensville Heights. This year they played Laurel. Either way, really good, talented teams that don't win the region because they're not the best unit. And that happened 2 years in a row. And our Cuyahoga Falls region is a perfect example of that point. The talent won't win you everything if you're going up against a team that just plays together better than you. It's just the reality of basketball. Laura McCoy, what a great interview. Glad we got to bring her out of the vault. Let's give you an update on this Austintown softball game. Bottom of the second inning, Austintown still tied at 1 with Michigan. Runners on first and second, just out of strikeouts. There are 2 outs now for Michigan pitching. I think Fonda just struck out on a really nice pitch. So that will bring up. Hold on, I looked up. I didn't get a number. Ooh, that's going to drop right in front of first. Oh, roll foul. Wow, that's going to be a miraculous base hit. It bounced right in front of the first baseman fair. She went to get it. It went off of her into foul territory. So Austintown's going to have the bases loaded with 2 outs. A big moment in this game. Now Bella Mattern's going to be at the plate. Are they going to say that was a foul ball? She touched it in fair territory. Wow. Well, then she grounded out, so it's going to be 1-1 after 2. I don't know. Like, obviously, it would have been nice to have the audio there to explain to me what happened, but to me, it looked like it went right to the first baseman. It was a looping, like, not a pop-up, but a looping little line drive bounced in front of her. She goes to get it. It bounces off of her into foul territory. Felt like that was a fair ball, but I don't know what the call was. It might have been something different. Mattern came back to the plate, grounded out to second to end the inning, so we are tied at 1. Heading into the top of the third here from the Austintown versus Michigan elimination game in the Little League World Series Regional Tournament. I want to remind everybody that tonight, Boardman versus Canfield in the 10U tournament. That's going to be in the semifinals. Winner goes straight to the championship. Loser will have to win the loser's bracket. The loser's bracket final to advance into the championship. So whoever loses tonight is not out, and I wouldn't be surprised if whoever loses tonight gets back into the championship. I think both teams have pretty much proven this whole week that they are the best 2 teams in the state. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Boardman Canfield in the championship after we see them in the semifinals today. And the interesting thing about that, I said it yesterday, everything outside of districts, so when you get to state, when you get to region, it is not if there's no if game. So whoever makes it out of that loser's bracket, if they lose tonight, they still put the pressure on that winner because it's still a winner go home. It's still a 1-game championship. It kind of stinks because there's no really reward for winning tonight. You still have to go, and there's no safety net anymore if you win tonight. It's all pressure on. There's safety net for losing tonight. There's not safety net if you win tonight in the next game. Kind of one of those things is I never really understood. I get why it's there. Like, I get why it's there. I get they're on ESPN in the regionals, and they have to adhere to the schedule, and they have to make sure that there aren't more games than the network is able to build. But especially in 10U, like, there's no ESPN broadcasting 10U state. Make the championship an if necessary game. That way you're rewarding the team that went undefeated to the championship. There's no reason not to in the divisions that aren't going on to the regionals and the World Series. This is it for 10U, the state. Why not make it an if game in the championship? And why do you have to make it universal? Why can't you just say, okay, when we get to the level that's going to be on ESPN because they have their scheduling and they have to make sure there aren't too many games to cover within what they, all the logistics that go into that. They're not going to be on ESPN. Let's just make an if necessary game to reward the teams that go undefeated through the bracket. It just makes sense. Like, if you're having a double elimination all the way up until the championship game, I'm not trying to be a boo-hoo, you have to go win. You go win, you win a championship, but at the same time, it's kind of weird because tonight, if you lose tonight, you have no pressure if you lose. Like, you still have a good chance going to the championship. But then if you win tonight, then you're feeling the absolute pressure because you go to the championship, but you don't have that safety net of if we drop this game, we get another one. So it's kind of crazy. There's no reward for going undefeated, and you can win the championship with 1 loss, but you cannot go undefeated and have a loss and still win the championship, which is one of those things. It's not exactly what's the word I'm looking for when it's oh geez, the word just went right out of my brain. But I hate it when that happens. It'll probably pop up to me like 2 hours. I'll just be sitting, and just be like, scream the word out in the random part of the day, and everyone will look at me like, "What are you doing?" That's just how my brain works. That's what you sign up for when you log on to YSN and you watch an episode of Running Point. You sign up for how Anthony's brain works. Austintown, top of the third now. They already have an out. Mealy Hamley pitching really well after giving up a run in the first. So 2-0 count Swing and a miss, strike one. So Hamley is trying to keep Michigan where they're at so their offense can come back in the bottom of the third and take a lead. Once again, this is an elimination game in 12U softball. This is in the regional tournament in Whitestown, Indiana. Winner will advance, loser will be eliminated. There is 10U softball going on tonight as well between Boardman and Canfield, and there should be, weather pending, 11U baseball results today as well. Boardman 11U is still awaiting their fate. They lost against Hamilton on Sunday after a lengthy weather delay. They were still able to get the game in. Last night, they could not get the game in. It is suspended. They have to continue it today. That is an elimination game, so we are still waiting on the 11U Boardman baseball team, and we are trying to see if they can stay alive in their state tournament. Once again, another fake link in the comments. Do not follow the fake links in the comments. The only place to watch Austintown, Michigan is ESPN Plus. There's no other link. Don't fall for the scams, people. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. With that being said, that'll do it for today's episode of Running Point on ysnlive.com. As always, we are brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Tomorrow's going to be fun because tomorrow we get Scotty Mincher back. He had the week off last week, so we'll have him back on the show. He always brings a lot of fun stuff to the show, and we'll see what's on Scotty's mind. Let's see, we have a good luck from Kanaya K. I'm assuming that she's talking to Austintown softball, and like we say, we're all rooting for them. There's an 0-2 count with 2 outs now in the top of the third, but we are signing off for today's episode of Running Point. Tomorrow, Scotty Mincher will be in the show. He always brings a great show to the table. So we'll me and Scotty back tomorrow on Running Point from 1 to 2. Don't miss it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy your day.